Okay, welcome everybody to Coffee and Art in the Morning. I'm Dee Dee. This is Friday, and as y'all know, some weeks I can stream on Friday and some I can't. I've got a lot of errands to run today, but I'm going to stream for a while this morning. I wanted to especially test out my lighting here. I rearranged my room again yesterday, and now I'm in front of the window. Maybe at the end I'll take the camera off and do a little sweep of how I have it set up now. But I moved my drafting table from under the window, which it has been under that window. My drafting table has been under that window for going on 17 years. But now I moved it in the back behind me, and now I'm sitting in front of the window. And there's enough space between my table here and the window to put up my big tripod stand thing for my camera to hang off of right up there. And so, yeah, so far it's working. I had the blinds open. I thought, oh, I can have some sunshine. But I have big trees out front of my window. And the trees are flickering light on here until the sun goes over the house. So probably in about by 10, I'd say, then I could probably open my blinds again and look at the sunshine without the flickering tree light on my work. I mean, it doesn't bother me, but I can't have that while we're filming, you know, have flickering lights. So anyway, I hope everybody's having a good Friday and hope everyone has a great weekend. I'm going to work a little on her now. She's not been on, I've not recorded any of this. I'll tell you what I've done on her so far. Then we'll zoom in a little bit. So this is out of the Serena book, or Serena, the Nicholas, and he goes by, what's he go by here again? He goes by a different name. Where's his other book? He goes by another name. Let's see, here it is. From this book here, he goes by, well, where'd it go? I know I had it written down. I always put his full name in when I talk about, oh, here it is, Nick Filbert. He goes by Nick Filbert. But anyway, so I'm not going to flip through the book. Y'all have seen this a whole bunch of times. But anyway, I've been working on this one. And there's no video for it. So there's a lot of gold paint. I'm going to kind of turn it so you can see the shimmer. So I've been working on like gold paint and the gold star gel, stardust, star gel, jelly roll glitter pins on the little areas like that. And then this is just gold Americana craft paint on all the big gold areas. So yeah, I thought I'd go ahead and continue working on her. It's just something to do on Friday, hang out with you guys, test the lighting, and chit chat. So yeah, everybody's talking about the Prismas are on sale at Amazon for like, I don't know, between 55 and 60 bucks, probably depending on if you have Prime or not too. Yeah, I like the gold too, Kimmy. So, yeah, so if y'all have any questions, put them in caps. If you're watching this recording on YouTube, this is a live show on Ustream.tv. It's free. All you do is come over, make an account, and then you can chat with us live. And it's unedited, unrehearsed. And today is kind of Fridays are kind of impromptu, but I stream every Monday and Wednesday at 9 a.m. Eastern. So if you just come over to Ustream and you can sign in and chat with us. And so I'm talking to a live audience, a live chat. So if y'all have any questions, put them in caps. And I'm going to zoom in a little and we'll continue working on her. So I'm going to turn this sideways so I have something to pressure on. And let's go ahead and zoom in a little. There we go. And let's see. Let's refocus. And turn it down just a little. I think that's pretty good. There we go. All right. And I didn't even put a ring on this morning. I should put a ring on. Okay. So that's pretty good there. So I've been working in a couple of shades of green. Her skin I did with Copic. I have the Copic Chow skin set. I think there's 6 in the set. Here's 3 of them I just grabbed off the shelf. And they have a brush tip on one end and a chisel on the other end. Anyway, so I used these to do her skin and then went back in and did some blend or a little bit darker shading with my Prismacolors. So yeah, she has green eyes. I think, are we zoomed in enough, guys, right here? Can zoom in a little more if we need to. Let's see. Can zoom in one more. Maybe 2. Let's readjust now. That's too bright. There we go. Whoops. I don't want the light clicking in and out. That's my only thing. All right, we'll give this a try because I am zoomed really far in. All right, so what I want to do is the tulips I'm going to do in purples. So I got a Copic and a Hoo Hoo Hero. If y'all know about the Hoo Hoos, a whole bunch of us bought the Hoo Hoo Heroes a while back because they're like 80 markers for like 35 bucks. Yeah, I am getting quite a few pages done in this book, aren't I? So what I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to start with the... Oh, and the Hoo Hoo Heroes have a bullet tip on one end and a chisel on the other. So they're not brush markers. They, as far as I know, I haven't seen the Oh-Hoos or the Hoo-Hoos have brush tips. So... which, you know, you got to deal with it if you want the cheap ones. But so I'm going to color all the tulips in just solid the light purple, and then I'm also going to shade with a darker purple. So there's no names on these, so you just got to kind of, well, I guess there's a number. Wait a minute, sorry. I lied. This is 77 pale blue. I just look at the colors. I never look at the names, even on the Copics. I don't look at the numbers of the names. Cam's got them all memorized. Are they good or bad? They're okay. They don't blend. To me, they don't blend quite as well as the Copics. I don't think anything really blends as well as the Copics. But, yeah. But they're, you know, here's the thing, guys. You know, it's with anything. You know, if you're going to do a background, if you're going to blend, if you're going to just color a tiny little bit, if I'm, you know, if you're just going to, like to say, I'm going to color the center of those flowers, then, you know, it's not going to matter if this is a Copic or a Crayola. If you're just going to color a solid little area, it's not going to matter what it is. Now, the thing about alcohol-based markers is, of course, they're going to go through. This is heavy cardstock, and look, it goes through. So, you know. The Hoo Hoo names really don't match the colors, according to Button. So, anyway, it's all, if you're going to do a big area, like skin, that's where it's going to matter. I probably wouldn't use the Hoo Hoos to try to blend skin. I use my Copic Chows, the set that I got of skin colors. And I think there's 6 in the set. And you can get them at Michael's. Use a 40% off coupon. And that's what I would recommend for skin. And there's also darks in there too. So there's all different colors of browns and creams. And you can get, you know, I think they even have 2 different sets. A darker skin tone and a lighter skin tone. So anyway, you know, they're fine for what we do with them. If you're going to do a lot, if you want a perfect smooth blend, then I would just recommend the Copics. But for our color book pages and just coloring in, you know, like I'm going to use the chisel tip here just to color in all these. And it's very light. And also the other thing we always seem to do with our color pages is then we go in and blend with pencil anyway. So, you know. And I'm no expert on alcohol-based markers. Y'all know I just really started using them kind of recently. So, but with the chisel tip, just by twisting and turning, you can get a nice point on there. Or you can go the other side with the bullet tip. I just want to get all solid purple on the kind of a light lavender color on the tulips. Hi, Trey. So yeah. And half the time I'm experimenting right along with you guys. So. Alright, so you can see the purple here compared to here. And I'll probably put some purple in the design here too. I'm trying to kind of keep it, I find for myself anyway, unless you got a gazillion different flowers and things, like a complete on flower garden where you're going to have 20 different kinds of flowers and all that. I like to keep my pages in my color book or my color book pages, a few colors. Like here we've got the green, the gold, the orange, and some purple. You know the maroony red along with the orange. They're mixed together here. A couple shades of green, and the same green that's in her wrap is the same green I'm using in the leaves and things. So it all ties together. And also make sure that when you do this, that you go all over, like you want the orange carried out throughout, the purple carried throughout. I'm going to put some purple up here too. And so it keeps it all cohesive and keeps the composition like flowing around. Know what I mean, Vern? So anyway, thanks everybody for joining me for a little bit of color on Friday. Alright, so now I'm going to come up here, and I'm not sure if that's supposed to be a poppy there and a poppy there, but I want some purple up here too. So even though these are kind of some kind of roses right there, they're really not the same tulips, I still want some purple up here too. So I'm going to put the purple up here. There's another leaf there. I'm just going to kind of work on the purple. And again, there's no video for this one. I just kind of colored this while Cameron was doing his show and while he was here. So let's see. I'll find some more purple in here. I think I'll do these purple too, just to carry it over. So any questions, put them in caps. You got to really kind of look. There's some more leaves in there I got to pick out. Hey, Shalene. Hey, Bloom. But anyway, so I just thought I'd come on here and do a little Friday chat and color. Nothing, no big deal here. Just a little purple there. And maybe this one little leaf there is kind of flying away as purple. A little petal, rather. Let's see, this one might be purple. This one might be purple right in there. And this one, I'm just kind of going around picking out flowers. So I hope everybody's having a good Friday. I hope everybody has a great weekend. Let's see if that one will be purple. That'll be some green back in there, I think. Okay, over here, some little balls and little things. Not sure what all that is, but okay, so that's a good start. I'm thinking I might want, I think that's some kind of cloth, and I'm not sure if it's part of the gold, but I think I'm going to want that to be purple too, because I want to tie it all together. So what's everybody else working on? Let's get a color book count here. What's everybody working on? Some more green leaves right there. See what everybody's working on. Hey 3G, good to see you. Purple right there. Hope y'all can see okay. I'm pretty zoomed in. Hey Scoobs. Claudia's working on Fairies in Dreamland. Let's do some purple back in here. I might do a little more orange in there too. And right there. You're coloring in wild like as in Bennett Klein's Wild. Button's working on a cross stitch. Kimmy's in Rainforest Escape. Linda is, Kay's in Linda Ravenscroft, Fairies, yeah. Did a couple of those a couple weeks ago. Shalene's going to cross stitch all weekend. Are you doing some kind of a read along or something, Shalene? Like, I don't know, audio reading while you're cross stitching? Scoops finished a page in Magic Jungle. Have a little left to do on a page in Summer Nights. We're always working on more than one. Yeah, Button. Not hold so tight. Yeah. Musical Tatty is working in a unicorn in a book a friend got her. Can't remember the name, but it's all unicorns and dragons. Nice. Musical Tatty, are you on Twitter or Instagram? Let me get a sip of coffee, guys. Miss Q is finishing her Snow White portrait in the Rose Garden in Fabrina Snow White. You're going to have okay, watch movies. Okay. You must be really trying to finish a piece then, Shalene. Just take a couple, Aaron. Sorry, guys. My voice. I sleep with the fan blowing in my face, so sometimes it just affects my voice, dries out. I just finished a page in Magical Jungle. I think I'm going hard on reading this weekend, okay? That's Musical Tatty. Kimmy Pooh still hasn't tried her jelly plate. Oh, let me look you up on Twitter, Musical Tatty. I don't know if I follow you, if I've seen you. Let's see. Hi, Julie Topaz. I just saw you. Yay for auto mod. Finally found it, thanks to Jean. Musical underscore. Taddy. There you are. Musical Taddy. Is it Tatiana? Is that your name? Tatiana? Oh, I like your background. Is that all books up there? Oh my gosh. Is that books? I love that background. Okay, I found you on Twitter. Let me find you on Instagram. Tatiana. Is that how you say it? Okay, musical. There you are. Okay, I followed you on Twitter and Instagram. Hey, Jen. Hey, Eileen. Uh-oh, we lost Julie. Well, good to have you. Then you need to, Tatiana, are you on any of the color book groups on Facebook? Because that's a great way to share your stuff and feel safe sharing stuff, is to get in a good group. I think I want that purple. All right, so there's a start. Now I know I want some purple in her design here. The pronunciation correct, Tatiana. That's so pretty. Tatiana. You lost chat? Are you back? I don't know. Julie Topaz, I just said good morning to her and welcome to being a mod of, well, auto mod. She disappeared. There's Barb, Azure. I know I'm missing a bunch of people. Thanks, everybody. Hey, Dot. Thanks, everybody, for coming in. Now, I got to decide, do I want the outer edge? I think I do. Want the outer edge. So now I'm going for the little point there on the hoo-hoo hero, so I can get in there, you know, kind of tight. I'm going to go on the outer edge with the purple. Again, I'm trying to keep all the colors, just a few. I like that look, you know, having just a few colors prominent. So yeah, it's a Friday kind of impromptu. I got some errands to run. Fridays I never really know if I'm going to stream till that morning. But I'm squeezing it in this morning because I really wanted to test. I rearranged my room, and if I remember when I get, whoops, let me come up here. If I remember when I'm done streaming, I'll take the camera off here and do a little quick tour because it's now nice and clean and organized. Well, I'm always organizing. Hubster's always teasing me about that. Yeah, you got to get organized. I'm very organized. That's why he teases me. But I'm trying to, like, weed out things I don't use, you know, if I'm not using them anymore. I'm just kind of, you know, just because I'm not using things, I want to just get, you know, get rid of them. Did I say hi to you, Cheshire? Good morning. Kay Moore. What you got going on, Scoobs, this weekend? You got the baby this weekend? And by the way, the alcohol markers, they lighten up as they dry. They get lighter when they start to dry. And again, I'm new to all the alcohol marker business, so yeah. I've done that one. I got a darker purple here to shade more. Clean as a strange word. Well, while I was watching Jean yesterday, well, listening to Jean, I wasn't much in chat. I was listening to Jean while I was working in here. I rearranged all my two tables and my drafting table. So 3 tables all together. I just totally rearranged. And the reason I wanted to do is now I'm sitting in front of the window. And as soon as the sun gets over the house, I can open my blinds there. So I'm sitting with the sun. You know, I have the light here. But right now it's kind of flickering. I got some paint on there or something. I got a little flick of paint there. I don't know if I can erase that. Some blue turquoise paint. Whoops, let me fix I need a new eraser in here. Let me get a new one. A new there we go. Think our parents out to eat tonight. Garden definitely need attention. Hopefully color and read between. Garden needs attention. Yeah, it's been raining here for like almost all week. Where's Suzanne? It's been raining all week here, so I haven't been able to get out there and do anything in my garden. But the tomatoes, we got tomatoes, cucumbers, huge peppers. I mean, I'm getting bell peppers like that big. So, yeah, I'm happy with my garden this year. And it's not really going to take off. I'll just have to kind of cover it up. But anyway, so after I stream here this morning, I got to go out and run errands. I'm sure I'll have a quick stop at Hobby Lobby, Eileen. I do actually need a couple things at Hobby Lobby. I need a new gold gel pen. I need some more packing tape. I'm out of packing tape. And if y'all noticed, I have my table covered with black paper again. I covered up the blue paint. I just like to change it up. So I figured since I'm sitting in front of the window, I have great light. So it shouldn't matter what color, other than white, of course. It shouldn't matter what color table top I have if I'm sitting in the sunlight. So I went back to the black paper, which is my favorite. I love a black background. Same here, Scooby said the same here. The weeds are awful. Veggies are doing well, and so is the flower garden. I didn't do much in the flowers. I have my big hydrangeas, and I have my perennials that come out, come back. I have irises, not irises. What are those? What are these flowers? The ones that are like, let me do it with the darker. The ones that come like this, and then they come like this. I don't know the names of these flowers. I have yellow ones and white ones of these. They're not lilies, but they're big stalks. They're big stalks and they're perennials. I'm working in this book here, Connie. I've worked on a few pages. Cam did an awesome page. Let me show you what I've got finished. This one's done. And these are all posted on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. I have a Facebook page if you want to. You don't have to follow me on Facebook to see my artwork. I have different albums. I have a color book album. I have a fan art album. I have a Gold Rush album. I have a portraits. I have just a general art album. I have my desk album where I show different pictures of my messy desk. I have that. Gladiolas. Yeah, I think that's what it is, Azure. I think it's gladiolas. No, they're not delphiniums, Susan. Although just the name, I like saying delphiniums. I need some delphiniums just so I can say I have delphiniums. But I think gladiolas. I think that's what they are. Thanks, Azure. But my big last year, my hydrangeas did not do well. I think we cut them back too far. And the year before. So this year, we didn't cut them back as far, and they came back pretty well. But those hydrangeas are 17 years old. So some years I get huge, big blue blossoms, and some years they're just kind of smaller. And I know it's because I don't know what I'm doing. That's all it is. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so anyway, so it's hard to see because it's lightened up already where I put the purple. Oh, I missed one here. Oh, I haven't finished. So they lighten up. Alcohol markers lighten up as they dry. Anyway, this is just the first coat, like the first layer, and I have a Copic here with a darker purple. So I'm going to do the two. So anyway, back to what I was saying though about keeping it a few colors. I just like it that way. I like doing, you know, few main colors. So in this case, I have a maroon and an orange. I have the green, which the same green that I'm using in her clothing is the same green I'm using in the leaves, here and here. And then the orange in her clothing is the same that I did these like poppy flowers in. Delphinium would make a good screen name. Yeah, that would be. People would just be saying Delphi. I would. If someone's name was Delphinium, I would just be calling them Delphi or something like that. So anyway, what was I going to say? And then the gold, which the gold is with all that shiny gold is just acrylic paint on top of a little bit of marker there and there. So then, and then this gold, that's the small tight gold, that's with the star gel, the Jelly Roll Star gel pen, glitter pen. Dee, do you think that Copics are really what? Let's put it this way. That's my chows here. I think there's 6 in the set. They're on my shelf. Skin tones. I would not try to do skin with hoo-hoos, or I wouldn't. If you're an expert Copic person, you may be able to just whip out some hoo-hoos and and get that skin tone. Not me. I need my brush tip and the Copic line of skin colors to do skin. Okay, but I'm so used to doing skin with pencil, right? So anyway, after I did the skin, then I went back and did some extra, the darker shading here, that's with pencil. But I would not attempt to do a skin blend in any color. I got my gold girl, I got my dark skin girls. I wouldn't try to do any skin blend like with hoo-hoos or any other, because I'm not used to them. This is all pencil here. She's all pencil, and there is a video on this so far. She does have a video. But same thing for my blue girl. Where's she? Here, this one. That's all pencil too. Yeah, you're welcome. But like I was saying earlier, anybody that's just coming in, what I was saying earlier, it doesn't matter on a color book page. If you're just going to color, like, the centers of these flowers or a solid color of some, it doesn't matter if it's a Crayola marker or a Copic. It's just going to be a solid color, and then maybe you might shade with some pencil on top. Then it doesn't really matter which marker. You can use the cheapest Crayola markers you want, water-based, if you're just going to shade on top of, or it's just going to be a solid color. It's when you go to blend that it matters. And skin, is very, you really want a good blend on skin. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Connie. All right, so now I'm going to take the darker purple Copic, and this one does have the brush tip on. These are the sketch. These are the sketch ones, the the oval ones, and then these are the chow, and these are less expensive. And they have the brush tip too, the same brush as on the sketch, but these are cheaper. So, if you're going to get any, and I know that Michaels, Blick, they sell like some sets of 6, and I think they even sell some sets of 3. Although I've not bought the sets of 3, but the sets of 6, and if you use a 40% off coupon, because I think the set of 6 is $35. I think there's 6 or maybe 7. I can't remember because I throw the packaging away. 6 in a set for $35. But if you use a 40% off coupon, then it's totally worth it. So I would recommend if you're going to get the skin set. And again, like I said, there's a dark skin and a light skin set. Let me see. See, I've added others individually, so I can't really tell you. But here's a couple of the... I bought individual ones too, so I'm not sure which ones. I think there might be 6 in a set for $35. But when you use a coupon, it makes it totally worth it. Okay, so now I'm gonna color in, like, let's start with the flowers here. And again, there's a light purple that I use with the Hoo Hoo Heroes. And these do not have a brush tip. They have the bullet tip and they have the chisel tip, which to me, I can, you can get a flat, nice flat area with the chisel, but I'm not trying to blend skin with these either. The Copics have skin color used when you made dolls. Yeah. So I'm going to flick in a little bit of the purple here, like that, the darker purple, okay? And then I'll take my Hoo Hoo Hero and just kind of blend it in. As long as it's wet, you can kind of catch it while it's wet. You'll get you'll get a good blend. So you can see right there. See? You want to get in there with a little more detail. And you do want to, when you're using them, and Erin, who's more of an expert on, and there's some other girls here that are Copic certified and stuff. You need to cap them in between. You don't want to, don't leave the caps off. So something like that. So it's already got a coat of the light purple on them all. And now I'm going back and putting in some of the dark. And while it's wet, I'm taking the Hoo Hoo and kind of blending it in. And then if you need it darker still, then go back with another layer, because they layer up. See? They layer up. And the more layers you get, the darker they are. So I'm just kind of going back and forth. And then they'll lighten up some when they dry. Susan is your Copic girl. She bugs me all the time for not getting them all. You mean Susan Ribbons? We're all enablers, Eileen. And you can't really complain about someone enabling you because you're one of the biggest enablers. You are, Eileen, the enabler elf. So, yeah, we're not having any real pity on you, girl. She holds them. Yeah, you mean like have a whole bunch of them in her hand like this while she's using them? Yeah, it looks like the Wolverine. Good one, Erin. I have a time catching it before it dries. Well, if you're just right here, like I just did that flower, so it's wet, and then I have enough time to take the cap off. And again, though, I would not trust myself to try to do what I'm doing with these flowers on skin. I have to have a nice big like brush and have, have all the skin colors right there, because that's the trickiest part to do, to have a really, really, really perfect blend on skin. Oh my goodness. So anyway, guys, I'm just kind of messing with this today. I don't have a part 1 on this. I just work on this one off and on. Hey, Julie, you made it back. Oh, welcome back. You're modded twice. I guess you're in here twice. So I'm glad to see that the auto mod, I got you auto modded anyway. Yeah, Jean had to show me where, because they changed things and I couldn't find it. Oh my gosh, it was terrible. But I found you. I found it. So welcome. So I'm just going back and forth between the Copic, and I'm using the Copic BV13 and the Hoo Pale Blue, which is like lavender. So don't go by the names. That's why I say I always just look at the lids. Cameron has all the Copics pretty much memorized. The numbers and the names. No, I don't. Okay, so a little bit darker here. So I'm just going to keep getting it dark as I want and blending. I'm trying to stay here up in here in camera. So I rearranged my room. So after I'm done here, because I do have errands and stuff to do today, I'll try to remember to take the camera off my overhang. I went back to my presentation tripod. You know, I have that tripod that's made for a presentation board. Oh, I feel a sneeze coming on. So I got it back out of the garage. Hang on. I got it back out of the garage, and now it's behind my table over here because I rearranged the room yesterday. Yeah, I do blue. I don't do a lot of purple skin tones, at least not with markers, Erin. Because I'm not used to them yet. You know, I do a lot of crazy stuff with pencils, but I'm not used to the markers quite yet. But I'm learning. I'm practicing. I'm doing it right here with you guys. So yeah, so there you go. You can kind of see. I could probably zoom in a little more. Now that, yeah, I'm just working on the flowers. But it is a little flashed out. There's the color right there, guys. Yeah, they don't match. So there's the colors. Now I still have the yardstick, but I don't have a bookshelf button. I'm in front of a window, so there's no bookshelf to put the yardstick. But I put the yardstick on my presentation tripod that's hanging over me, so it's still on the yardstick. It's just not tucked in a bookshelf because I'm sitting in front of a window. Okay, so let's keep working here. And I move my my drafting table, which has sit under my window for almost 17 years. I moved it behind me now in front of the closet door. So I just rearranged everything. But now I have my 3 tables again. I'm in a U shape. Before until recently, my last move, I was in an L-shaped table. Now I have my U shape again. So I have tables all the way, 3 sides. Yeah, they're actually kind of purple, May. They're kind of a lavender purple color. It's a little deceiving on camera. They're more it's kind of a periwinkle. It's kind of a blue purple. So they're kind of a periwinkle color. And so I thought that color would go well with the kind of 2 shades of green. The 2 shades of green and the orange and red. The orange and maroon, I should say. And so you just got to kind of keep layering it up. I see someone put a selfie stick in a planner. Yeah, I've used a selfie stick under a shelf. I've used the tripod on the table. The problem with the tripod, it's real hard to get around the leg because most tripods don't have enough of a tilt on the base. Sorry guys, let me take a sip of coffee. So when you sorry, oh gosh, I guess I'm gonna have to stop sleeping with the fan on in my face. So, now I don't want to get anything on her. So most tripods, their base where you hook your camera onto, doesn't have enough of a tilt angle. I mean, some of the real expensive ones probably do, but when you put your webcam on it, it can't tilt far enough so that you don't see the leg. It's real tricky. So what you usually have to do is you got to prop up one of the back legs with something to kind of lean the tripod forward to avoid seeing that leg. Even if you tilt it sideways where you're in between, like you're like this and your camera's looking down here. So you got a leg here and a leg here and the back leg there, and this is your work area. Those legs are always in the way, and plus you're bumping into them. It's just not good. So I much prefer an overhang, even if I have to use sticks and selfie sticks and yardsticks, rather than this. The other problem with having a tripod on your desk is if you jiggle your desk. If you jiggle the desk, you're going to jiggle the camera. What I've got set up now, which is, I'm going to show you here. I'll do the camera thing anyway. So now I have tables here, and I'm sitting right here. And here's my window, right? So now I'm sitting in front of the window, and this is my big 6-foot table here. And then I've got some 5-foot tables on either side. And I'm sitting right here. So what I'm using now is back to my presentation. It's like, you know, those presentation boards. They're huge tripods, they're real big, and you put a big board, you know, your paper, your presentation on a big board like this, right? Well, on top here they have and everything is wing nuts. Everything's a wing nuts, so I can adjust everything. They have adjustable legs, so I can lower and raise the legs. And I got this, I think Denise got me 2 of them at a yard sale. I think I gave 1 back to her because I only needed 1. But anyway, so it's on a big presentation board. Well, there's some wing nuts up here on the top. And so I took a piece of metal and there's an overhang. So now I have a big piece of metal, but it's not quite long enough to go over where I'm sitting. So I added a yardstick. So I tied a yardstick on top of this metal bit. So I have these big bows here where it's tied on, right? Then I have one of those those little gorilla arms that look like this. They're little balls. And these are all adjustable. These all twist and turn. And it holds my camera on there. So what I do is I take this and turn it upside down. And I have the little balls hanging here. And my camera's hanging down off of there. Is this making sense? Yeah. Jean said, good morning, Jean bought a boom bar to attach to her tripod. Exactly. You got to have something, because otherwise, well, here's the other thing though too. I don't have this sitting on my desk. This right here is so big. Here's my table. I have my table in front of it. So this is sitting on the floor. The tripod legs are on the floor behind my table. It's behind my table and right back over here, because there's a space up here and I'll show you when I take the camera down. So anyway, this does not touch my table. None of this touches my table. So no matter how much I move my table, it doesn't jiggle my camera. The only thing that'll jiggle my camera is, here's my lappy sitting on my table, right? Here's lappy. The cord from my camera, sometimes my fan will blow the cord and kind of jiggle it. So I make sure and clamp my cord here and on lappy, so my cord is not blowing in the wind and making it jiggle. So that's my camera setup right there. No, it's not heavy at all. None of this is heavy. This is just aluminum. This is nothing. That weighs nothing. I could pick this up with 2 fingers, this whole setup. The heaviest part's the wood yardstick. The camera's not even heavy. These are just those little Logitech cameras. They're not heavy at all. So this is my setup. But the presentation, now the board's not there, guys. There's no board. It's just the tripod, right? Just this bit right here is behind behind my table, not the presentation board. That's not there. So yeah. Okay, so anyway, I'm sitting in front of the window. I said all that to say, I moved everything around so I could sit in front of the window. But until the sun goes over the top of my house, the flickering of the leaves flickers on my piece. So I have to close the blinds again. So it's like, whatever. I wanted some sunlight. I was trying to get sunlight. Fall over. You mean my presentation board? No, it's got 3 legs. It's not going to fall over. It's not going to fall over. Yeah. Okay, back to this. So let's go back into some of the dark. And I'm not completely zoomed in here, guys. I could zoom in more, but I'm just, I think you get a little bit of a view here. So I'm just doing 2 or 3 little flowers at a time, so while it's wet, I can do a little blend. And then I can go back and add more dark. I'm just learning these as well. Anyway, so what else do y'all have planned for the weekend, or what are y'all coloring on, or in, or some of y'all are doing some needlework projects? Bye, Grammy. Hi and bye. I didn't see you come in. Thanks for stopping in. Good to see you. But I'm enjoying sitting in front of the window. I've had my drafting table has been in that window spot between my 2 K & Company shelves that I got when the scrapbook store closed. It's been sitting in between, under that window for 17 years. And then when I got the 2 shelves, I put one on either side of the window. It just worked out so nice. But, I don't work at my drafting table. I work on a flat table because of Lappy. So because I have my laptop on my big table. And, my drafting table can lie flat, but it's not really big enough. What am I trying to do here? It's not really big enough to hold Lappy and a bunch of projects and my pens and my pencils. So I rearranged everything again yesterday. Tomorrow we are celebrating midsummer with a big fire going. Good food and lots of friends. Oh, good, May. Jean has to make sure everything's ready for a yard sale. Yeah, that's tomorrow, right? Your yard sale's tomorrow, Jean? Yeah, she's selling a bunch of her craft stuff. You too, Scoops. Good to see you. All right, let me come back over here on these little tulips. Tomorrow. Are you going to can you tweet us out some pictures and stuff, Jean? We want to see what's going on. I do anyway. All right, let's do those 2. I want to see what's going on. Connie is working in the postcard Magical Dawn. Big bug. Oh, you did the black background. I love me some painted black backgrounds. And not just necessarily black. Black's just very dramatic. But any color of acrylic painted backgrounds, I love it. Love me some painted backgrounds. Because pencil goes over it. Connie, are you on Instagram or Twitter? So we can see your stuff too? Can I tweet some pictures? Not sure I know how to do that. Oh, brother, Gene. Let me ask that again, Gene. Will you tweet some pictures? Not can you? Debbie Epps is having a garage sale today. You're going to check out this. Oh, do you live do you live like physically close to her, Kmore, so you can go to well, y'all need pictures too. Oh my gosh, all you girls. We need to see pictures like Carrie always says. Our Pixie, which I hope she's okay. She's not around much. Anyway, it doesn't count if there's no pictures. It didn't happen. If we don't see pictures, it didn't happen. Oh, you live 30 miles? Yay! Well, y'all post some pictures so we can have fun with you guys on Twitter or IG, whichever. Preferably Twitter, but whatever. Yeah, Julie Topaz. Yeah, Jean's new to Twitter. Jean, how many tweets are you up to now? I thought I tweeted a lot. You're somewhere over 100,000 tweets? She's a talker, that Jean. Just saying, she's a talker. So I'm just kind of flicking in some darker, it's kind of a periwinkle, and then just kind of blending it back in with the light, with the hoo-hoo. So I'm using a hoo-hoo and a Copic. But I haven't posted any good pictures, not good enough. See now, Connie, that's where you need to get in a good Facebook group, because people think they're not good enough or they're afraid to post their stuff. But you get in a good Facebook coloring group, you'll feel welcomed, and you'll feel encouraged, and you'll keep trying and posting. Jen's got a good one. If depending on what Jasmine Beckett's got a group. Bennett Klein, his group is awesome if you like to color Bennett Klein, but they're limited to their particular books, right? Jasmine or Bennett or whatever. But like Jen's got an awesome encouraging group. Reading with Pugs, Jen. And you'll feel comfortable posting, even if you just colored your very first picture. And you'll feel encouraged to keep trying harder and sharing. Is Jen still here? Is that right, Jen? So don't think that you aren't good enough to post your pictures. That's just silly. We all do different stages, and you got to start somewhere. And Shalene, there's Shalene too. Shalene's got a coloring group. Julie or Eileen, if y'all want to open links so that Shalene, and if Jen's still here, post their Facebook groups, or they can just type in the name. It's not going to be hard to find just by the name. But even if you don't feel comfortable posting at first, it's still very encouraging for you to see all different levels of coloring. And Bennett Klein just had an awesome article on his Facebook group like a week ago or something, talking about people that say, oh, color booking is not art, and it was very, very good article. So there's our purple our purple tulips, and I might go back in as when it's dry. You can just get there and get another darker, make it a little darker, and keep blending. I'm new to alcohol markers. I've done very few pieces with it, but I'm learning right here along with you. But like I said, there's no way I would try a skin with anything other than a brush. These chows with the brush. Well, there's the sketch and the chows have the brush tip. These are just cheaper, and you can buy them in a set and use a coupon. So, but I've been doing color pencil blending for, I don't want to say half my life, but probably more than half of my life. Yeah. Musical Tatiana, are you in Jen's group? And Musical Tatiana is also on Facebook and Instagram. I just found her, or she just told me her. I just followed her. So there's those purples. I think that's looking pretty good. Now you can't see, but I did have a layer of the light purple on the edges. I can see it. Maybe you could tell the difference between the white here and the purple here. Let's see. There's the color right there, guys. It's a little flashed out, but I don't want to get it too dark. If I get it too dark, then the video looks so dark. So, okay, anyway, so now what I'm going to do for each one of these where I've put the purple on the edge is I'm going to go in here and I'm going to put the purple dark where it's going to have some dark. And so each one of these will have another layer of the purple, like that. Every one of the the outer edge of each one of these designs will have the purple, like that. So I'll go in here with the dark purple first and get on the edge. You can probably do 2 at a time. And then blend with the lighter, and it lightens up as it dries because I want some of the purple in her design. What do people do with all their finished pages? Picola, I have a binder. I cut my pages out of the books unless they're a book that is like a story. Like I use Game of Thrones, for example. Like my Game of Thrones book, I won't tear those out. But just individual pages like this, I take them out of the books and put them in a binder. Now some are larger, like this one. And it's hard to see because I'm so zoomed in. This book these are 9.5 by 13.5. And Cam, my grandson, did one when he was visiting last week. I'll show you the finished picture. And I framed it for him, and he has it hanging in. They have it hanging in their house. So let me get the picture here. So here's the one he did out of this book, right there. Can't get much closer, so it'll flash out. So it's this big. He worked on it last week. There's a video on it where he worked on it. So you can frame them if you like your finished pages. I can almost prop that up just a tad, and just so that the glare is a little off. He did awesome, didn't he? I need something other than my heat gun to prop that up. Let me get a book or something to prop up here. My little llama. This is the best thing for propping up, I think. Just so it has a little less light on it, glare on it. Yeah, I put them in a scrapbook album. And you can have I have a notebook. I have a 3-ring, 8.5 by 11 binder. Just your regular old notebook that, I got at Staples. for the smaller pages, and then I have a 12 by 12 scrapbook 3-ring binder for the larger pages. Yeah, Cheshire. Last week I did see they had a couple more. They restocked. Well, I think they're only restocking one at a time. I saw one llama and one bicycle one. I think they're restocking those one by one. So I'm just doing a couple at a time so that while they're wet, I can do a little bit of a blend on them. And then if I need it darker, I'll just go back in and add another layer. Just got to kind of layer it up till it's as dark as you want it. Drama llama. Yeah. Just a little bit of shading on those sides. My envision of this is that her clothing, see the green in her clothing's the green in the leaves. The orange and the reds, the burgundies in her jewelry and her clothing is the same as the poppy. And now this area, I want it to look like the tulip petals. So it's almost like she's growing out of the garden, like she's kind of forming from the garden. And there's purple up here, you probably can't, there you go. So all these flowers still have to be shaded the dark as well, up there. Busy Girl, I don't think I've seen the Busy Girl, unless it's the one with the, is it one with the Eiffel Tower? I'm not sure. I think I've seen 3, the Eiffel Tower, the bicycle, and the llama. I used to do airbrush. I would like to learn airbrush someday. I just, I think if I had to, the next thing I would want to learn in depth, because I'm one about learning everything in depth. I mean, I'll learn something and I want to learn every single thing I can about it, no matter what it is. So the next thing I would probably want to invest my next 4 years in would be Digi. Because that's usually how long I take to learn something, is 4 years. Whatever it is I'm working on, I spend 4 years learning it. So probably the next thing, if I was going to spend my next 4 years on something, it would be Digi. Although I'd love to learn airbrush, but I think I'd rather learn Digi more. I mean, I know the basics, I have Photoshop elements and, I do a little Procreate, Play on the iPad, but not, not a lot of stuff. I mean, I really want to learn it. I think I need a little bit of shading right in there. No, it's red and white stripe. Wait, what's red and white stripe? I love seeing how you're reusing colors of different areas in it. Yeah, exactly. You don't, I like using a few colors, and that's one of my tips when I tell people about color, starting a page. Pick 3 main colors and a couple of, like 5 colors that you're really going to use with 3 main colors. And when I say main colors, I don't mean like this is 2 colors. I would consider this 1 color. The purples, 1 color. The greens, even though there's 2 shades of green, 1 color. This is 1 color, even though there's maroon and orange in there. So that's 1, 2, 3 colors, and then that gold accent. And then, of course, her skin. So technically, there's probably only going to be 5 colors in this, with 4 main, well, if you consider gold one of the main ones. So there's green, like an olive and mint. Olive and mint green is 1. These 2 shades of purple, 2. And then the poppies and the clothing here, that's orange and maroon. And that's like that color. The new case. It's red and white stripe. Ah, gotcha, Kmore. Sorry. Multiple conversations at once. Yeah. I haven't seen that one then, Kimberly, or Kmore. I haven't seen the red and white stripe one. Yeah, I have a mural room, Connie. My other room next to me is a mural room, and I used to do murals for well, not I won't say for a living. I did those on the side while I worked in visual merchandising. I did murals on the side back in the 90s, I would say, and then so I've done a lot of murals. And then the room next to me, when I moved into this house, I think Cam was not yet 2, and I started doing murals in that room. Of course, Boo wasn't born yet. Do you have pictures, Connie, you could share? You need to share. I bet those murals are awesome. We want to see. I did a mural for a church, but it was a church in Washington. So, of course, I wasn't going to go to Washington to do it. So I did it on a giant canvas and rolled it up and sent it, mailed it, shipped it. Oh, thanks. Hey, Barb, how you doing? Good to see you. I watched your Barb has got a mandala or mandala, however you want to say it, class that that you can take that you can purchase on her site. How to Get Creative, Barb Owen. If you're interested in learning how to draw mandalas or mandalas, how people say it different. Barb's got classes on that. Barb. Yeah, How to Get Creative. I think that's .com. Is that right, Barb? Y'all need to peruse the awesomeness. I don't like to say check it out. Need to peruse the awesomeness. That is Barb. Oh, even your pictures, Connie? Oh my gosh. You didn't get your pictures? Oh, I'm sorry. I just have to remember to stay here in front of on this side of the black line, because I want to keep some of the light color in there. You're good, just busy, yeah. I think that's the mantra, isn't it, of life these days? Busy. Oops, wrong side. And Barb streams on YouTube and at 2 every Friday. Not on Ustream. Just so that people don't get confused as to where they can find the streamers. So I'm just doing a few at a time, like 2 or 3, so that it stays wet, so I can blend. Like that. Because I want to keep some of the light to make it look like shiny ribbons or, you know. They were on the, oh, they're on the computer. Okay, gotcha. Sorry, Connie. All right. And just doing a few at a time helps you to kind of not lose your place. Because, you know, all these overlaps like this, I want to make sure I get the right ones colored. Because I want to leave that some of that white in there. Although I probably will put a little bit of shadow on the sides of the white ones. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I think everybody's busy these days. No matter what they're doing, they're busy. Everybody's busy. I'm busy, you're busy, all God's children are busy. You know what I mean? I mean, do things just take longer these days? Can't imagine. Probably. And there's so much to keep up with in life these days. I mean, just, you know, I don't know. But everybody's busy for sure. That one needs to be. Okay, let's don't do any more than that or it'll dry before I blend it. But this is very peaceful. Coloring is definitely therapeutic. Especially if you're not in an art career or art job, or, you know, you don't do much art. If you can, you know, color a little at the end of your day, I think it would be less stressful. Because it's relaxing. You know, it's chill. And you can just sit, like when I do this kind of stuff, I don't have any, you know, TV on. Now I will watch other streamers when I'm doing my work. This, I don't know that you call this work, but this, you know, coloring here. But when I'm doing like my work, my art, my portraits and stuff, I'm watching streamers or, you know, other YouTube, you know, longer. I try to watch the longer videos because then I don't have to think about changing them or moving, finding another one. Can just roll for a couple, 2-3 hours and I'm listening. So I don't have to, I can glance up and watch. And that's what I like about streams and longer YouTubes, is you can just have them running in the background while you're working. And you just can glance up every now and then and see what's going on. And still get your work done. You look forward to your coloring every day. Yeah, and Jen, you know, she's a good example of, you know, and I know there's a lot of people that do coloring, and it helps that, you know, the pain management. You know, they have pain issues, and coloring helps with pain management. And if you can't do a lot of pressure with pencils, then definitely use markers. It doesn't have to be expensive Copics or alcohol. You can get the kids' color book markers. And you can get a lot of coloring done with just the water-based Crayola Kids, you know, the bullet tip markers that y'all see me use here. And then do a minimal amount of shading with pencil. So you're still coloring and chilling and playing with colors and color combinations and feeling, you know, getting some creativity in your day. You feel like you've done something creative when you've colored. Plus you're learning about colors and blending and color combinations. There's just a lot of benefits to it. So don't let anybody tell you there's not. Just saying. Don't let anybody tell you there's not. So... eye color is part of the rehab for your brain injury. There you go, see? I know this one's a little squeaky. The bullet tip. A little squeaky. And go back and darken some more areas. I'll do that after I'm kind of got the whole thing done here so I can see what needs to be done. And plus, if you get involved with any kind of coloring group, like Jen's or Shalene's, and I think Laura still has her group, then you have a community of people too. Yeah, Jen saying coloring helps with so many things you'd never believe it till she tried it. Exactly. And if you're an audio book reader, I know Jen's a big reader and she does a lot of book reviews on her channel, Jen Reading with Pugs. She does color booking too, but she's also a big reader and does book reviews and stuff. If you're an audio book reader, then you could listen to your books while you're coloring. Do you do that, Jen? Do you color and listen? Or do you just pretty much like your hardback or your, not hardback, hard copy? Okay, the sun just went behind a cloud and it got dark. Darker in here. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Come back there. Let's tilt this down there. Hey, Cherub Lulu. It's been a while since I've seen you. Yeah, Shalene says she's made a lot of friends through coloring. So now that the sun's kind of gone over the house, see, I have my blinds closed. I moved everything around so that I could be sitting in front of the window. But it's so bright when I first started streaming about 8:30 that the sun was too bright. I had to close the blinds. Yeah, Jean said if she didn't have a Ustream on, she'd have an audio book playing. I like to actually listen to others like yourself. Chatting makes me feel like I'm chatting too. Yeah, I know. That's what another thing about streaming or long videos or, you know, is because you feel like you're part of the chat. You know, you feel like you're, you know, even if you're not in the chat. I try anyway with my show to repeat, and I know I get, you know, you keep repeating yourself. I know, I'm talking to people. But try to say, you know, who's saying what, and try to make it so that the people watching the recording feel like they're part of the conversation as much as I can do it. As much as I can, you know, keep up with chat, talk to you guys, and work, and explain what I'm doing. Okay, Connie, gotta go feed the lizard. Okay, here, lizard. I I use the text-to-speech feature on my Kindle to read for my reviews and color while I work. Text-to-speech feature on your Kindle to read for my reviews and color while I work. Miss Q. So again, what I'm trying to do here is make her feel like she's kind of almost growing out of, I think I could probably open my blinds a little bit now. I'll just brighten it up a little here manually. There we go. Just brighten it up a little. I like chatting to have you ever watch creative on... Yeah, I do watch Twitch, Azure. Now, and I've told people this before too, you know, Twitch is a lot of young people, and you're going to have language and things like that, so just be aware. If you watch creative on Twitch, you will hear a lot of cussing. So, just saying, not telling you, you know, I watch a lot of stuff on Twitch, but I know when I go over there, what, all right, here comes the sun again. So you just got to kind of know what you're getting into on Twitch. The sun just came out real bright and strong again. We deliberately do. What did Eileen say? I missed what Eileen said. Oh, Jen's saying something about annoying Eileen. Well, we all try our best to do that. So just saying, you know, just know what you're watching. So anyway, there we go. Down here, I think that's pretty much done down here. Oh, I see one little spot right here needs a little bit more. But I try to keep my show family friendly. I know we have a lot of kids watching, kids and grandkids. So you know, if something slips out every now and then, but I really try my best not to have any cussing here. And our chat is very family friendly too. Just saying, not dissing on anybody that does it or whatever they want to do, but that's what my show is, family friendly. So I'm seeing just a few other areas here that I need to kind of add a little bit more shading. Oh, it got dark again. The sun is going back and forth between the clouds. Thanks, guys. Just as much as some players and grand. Yeah, there's gamers. There's a couple games that I watch because I used to do some gaming. Let's try to get this not that bright. Hang on, guys. Let me try to fix this here. Without it being too flashed out. That's pretty good. There was one game that, if y'all ever played Myst or Uru or any of those back in the day, computer games, they came out with a new one called Abduction, probably about a year ago now. And I really didn't have time to play the game. I would love to someday maybe play the game. And now they even have it in VR, so virtual reality. But I'm not really into that. Oh, there goes the sun again. Oh my gosh. Hang on, guys. The sun just keeps coming in and out and in and out. All of a sudden. Just like all of a sudden. Let's see if this will help. Anyway, so I'm not really one to play virtual reality games, but so they came out with another one, and it's one of those. It's kind of like a, it's a 3D game. You are the person, just like you are you. You are the person in there. And now though, there's like WoW, and there's all kinds of games. Back when I was playing computer games, that the Myst games and all that were very immersive and very I'm talking about like late 80s, early 90s, all the way up into, I think I was playing Euro in 2004. Anyway, it was very innovative at the time, and like then when WoW and some other ones came out where it's all like shoot 'em up and blow 'em up and kill 'em, whereas Myst games are puzzle solving. You're there and you're solving puzzles, and then when Euro came out, you were you could have your characters interact with the others, which now there's lots of games like that. But but back then it was very innovative, and you had a chat too. You could have a chat window. You could chat with real time. And so anyway, they came out with another one called Abduction, and I'm leading up to, I'm leading up to this. So that when Abduction came out it's probably less than a year ago. So on Twitch, there was a few people that played the game from start to finish, right? And there was one guy that played it for like, I don't know, I think he broke it up into 2 days, but it took 12 hours to finish. Well, instead of, I know this is terrible. I know the gamers are going to go, what? But instead of playing the game, I just watched him for 12 hours while I was working and doing other things. But I just watched him play the game for 12 hours, so that was me. I just watched him play the whole thing. But I would probably eventually like to do it because it's a puzzle solving game. You got to go here and there, and you got to remember this clue to take over to this place, and you got to walk 10 miles to get to the other clue. And if you get it wrong, you got to walk 10 miles back. And you can have Abduction is only first person view. There's not like a third person view like in you, or you could look at everybody's bodies and see yourself. I think you was only first person, so you're only like seeing through the eyes. You're not seeing yourself. So anyway, it was so instead of playing the game, I just watched him play it for 12 hours. Yeah, May said she played Guild Wars, and I know a lot of people play WoW, and what's the other one now? The Breath of the Wild, and there's a whole bunch of different ones. I have the auto light on because it keeps getting dark and light, so I'm trying to see if that will, without it going zooming back and forth too much. We don't own some of this game. Yeah, see, I don't. I think the last system the kids have all had. They don't play anymore either. They don't have time. They don't have time to play any kind of computer games with their academics and their schedules and boo and cheer and all that. They don't play anything. But back when Kingdom Hearts, it wasn't called King, was it Kingdom Hearts? No, me and Carrie both played it, liked it so much. It had, why am I not thinking of it right now? Hey, Juju. Not Kingdom Hearts. There's that one too, but Final Fantasy 7 or 9. I can't remember. Anyway, those were fun. I played those on probably PS1. I played those. I beat that game I don't know how many times. I love that game. I think it was 7. It might have been 9. Carrie would know. 7 or 9. Anyway, I love that game. I played it. I beat it I don't know how many times. Multiple times. Was it? Yeah. But it was Final Fantasy Tatiana, but I can't remember if it was 7 or 9. The Chocobo and all that. Anyway. Well, I think they all have Chocobo after that. Yeah. But I can't remember which one. 7 or 9. Anyway, where's Carrie when I need her? Okay, so there we go. So there's that. And I think that was on PS1. So anyway, guys, I hope y'all kind of enjoyed seeing me just color a little bit here. I used to love playing Commander Clan. See, I don't know, Commander Keen, is that a shoot 'em up? See, I like puzzle games. Although you battled in Final Fantasy, it wasn't the realistic kind of, you took on bosses and monsters and stuff like that, but you weren't like shooting up people. I don't know. I don't enjoy those. I want a puzzle. I want to solve something. That's why I love the Myst games. And I know I probably showed y'all this picture. Let me see if I can find it again. Thank you, Eileen. I think I might have posted it on Instagram. Let me look, because Instagram would be the quickest place for me to find it. There you go. Let me scroll through my Instagram here. Because I reposted it. I posted it once and I reposted it again. All my Myst books and games. I loved it. I loved the Myst series. Oh, thanks, Shalene. Yeah, I haven't done any of the purple up in her hair, see, except for the first base coat. But those purple flowers will look like this purple too. Let's see. Oh, and then I want to take the camera off and show you my new room setup. Where is it? Oh, there's where I went to the Walking Dead thing. I haven't scrolled through my pictures in a while. Yeah, we went down in where they filmed The Walking Dead and all. I don't know if I don't think I have the video. Where's my video? I had a little audio video where I did a little. Oh, it's probably on Twitter. Okay, let me just keep looking for my Myst here. Hang on. Thanks, guys. Oh, I don't remember that one then, Button. Hang on, scrolling. I can't believe. Oh, here it is. So here's all my Myst. There's all my every game that they came out with. Riven, Myst, Into Ages, Uru, Exile, all of them. These are all my games and books. So you can see, I told y'all when I get into something, it's like I go all in. But anyway, yeah. So, but I did not play that game, the new one, Abduction. But I watched him. It took him about 12 hours, maybe a little more. I don't remember, but I watched it on Twitch. That was the Twitch comment. When I was a teenager, there was no. I know, right? Well, me either, actually, Eileen. You're not that far back in technology that we're not right there with you, Eileen. No, I was playing, let's see, I would have been playing the Myst games. Well, late 80s, early 90s, up until 2004, I think, was when Uru ended. Although they did have private servers that kept it going for a while, but have we done any books using solely watercolor? Probably, but here's the thing about, I can start by doing just markered or just watercolor, but it's never contrast enough for me or shaded enough for me. I mean, I could spend a lot of hours on a watercolor to get it shaded to the depth that I could do with pencil, but it would take a longer time. For me, I would just as soon pick up a pencil and shade. That's just me. You can do all that. You could do this in watercolor. It's going to take you a while, and I wouldn't want you to be stressed out doing it because it's supposed to be relaxing. Yeah, see, I was way later than my teens, Abby, when I was playing those games. Same for Final Fantasy games. You know, like, I mean, think back when PS1. That's how, 20 was probably, I don't know, when did those games come out? At least Cam was that was one of his first games that we played together on PS1. So he had to be 3. He's 17, 15, maybe 15 years ago. 15 years ago. So, I wasn't a spring chick. Well, I won't say I wasn't a spring chicken, but I wasn't a teenager when I was playing those games. So anyway. But yeah, she's coming along. I need to do the purple flowers in her hair. So any other questions or anything, guys? And I'll take the camera off and just do a quick little tour. Let me look around, make sure everything's nice and neat because I just did it yesterday. I'll back up the camera settings so that we're not zoomed in. Let's see here. Because if I take it off whoops, sorry guys. What did I do? Hang on, let's get my autofocus. There we go. I'm going to zoom back as far as I can so that when I take it off the tripod and do a spin around, maybe I should leave autofocus on. I don't know. Nah, I might. I'm going to do my best here. Hang on. That's probably good. Let me get my chat back. There. So, I'll give you a little quick tour around the room because I redid everything. Now, let me say though, when I take the camera off, I'm facing a window, so when I try to show you this, it might flash out even though I have the blinds closed. Now I'm facing the window right here, so I have the sunlight coming through. The sunlight. Didn't have anything to fall asleep to last night. Oh, yes, I did, Jean. I finally finished. I finally finished your last video. I did, Jean, because I'd fallen asleep in it 4 nights in a row, so I hadn't even. Okay, so let's see here if I can. I'm up on the. Let's see. Let's move the computer over just a little here. Okay, so I'm going to do my best. Go for a tour. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to take it off of I'll show you the setup I have here. Let's see if I'm going to cover you up so that, oh, I got to unhook you here too. Let's unhook the cord. So I can't go far. I only can go as far as the cord, but I can spin you around. All right, so let's take you off here. Hang on. Okay. So this is where I'm sitting, and again, the window's right there. So look how much space I have back there now. This is where my drafting table used to sit, in between this shelf and in between this shelf. Okay? The drafting table used to fit right in there. Well, I moved that behind me to the other side of the room, and so this is where I sit now. But look, here's that presentation stand I was talking about. It goes up here, and then here's goes right out here, and then there's a yardstick, and then it's all tied on there, and then my camera will hang right here. So the camera hangs right here and faces down right here. So that's how. Now, of course, I got my gorilla arm thing on the camera. I'm holding on to that. But so this is how that works. So there's the yardstick attached to the metal bar, attached, and again, it's going to flash out because it's bright with the sun, but there's the presentation stand, goes right down there to the floor. So that's how that works. Then I have my computer. Lappy's on a little box right there. So there I'm sitting at. I've got bookshelves here and here. Now this table, what I did is I've got now 3 tables. I got this table, and there's my box I built. I'll show you that in a minute. So I got this table, and then right over here, I got another table. So there's all my books and color books I'm working on now. Here's all my paint brushes and everything right there. There's my new boxes that I just bought, and I showed y'all those. And there's my pencils I use every day in this box. I won't go through individual things. And then right here are my pencil tray that I use all the time. Everything I'm using all the time right here. Okay, but the bulk of my pencils, and I can't really read chat right now, guys, because you're kind of far away. So let's go back over here. So again, these are my art books, but I can't get to them unless I go under the table. So I got books up under the table because the table now is in the corner. So I can't really get to those books. I mean, I climb over things and climb under things, so it's not a big deal. But, okay, so this little lamp right here, I could probably just move that so it's not so bright. Well, there's my other pencil case right there behind Lappy. But this is what I built. I built this right here. It's 5 foot long, and then it's got the different levels. See, it's got 3 different shelf levels. So I have, let me move my coffee and the phone. So I got my watercolor markers, all my pencils. These are my Prismas. They're all like right here in bundles. So if I need a bundle, see, just pull out the bundle. So I built that when I came back from my dental surgery, and I was all drugged up. Well, I don't say drugged. I was numb. I was numbed up, so I didn't feel any pain. But I built that after I had my dental surgery. So there's that right there next to me, and it's on this table. So as you can see, I'm sitting right here. There's my big trash basket and books under there. So I sit right here now in front of the window. And then right over here, I have this other table. And then under there's all my scrapbook paper in bins. And then up here's my cardstock. So I can see myself hitting my head. No, it's look how far that yardstick is up there. It's way up there. And there's my Inky is right up there, my name. And besides, when I'm done, I can move this. I can just twist the whole thing to the side. So it's not like in my way. Okay, so now what I'm trying to show you is I have 3 tables. This one, and then there's all my craft paint right there too. So now I have this table where I sit, then this table right here. These are all my sketchbooks, idea journals. That's all my idea journals right there in sketchbooks. Well, not all of them, but anyway. So yeah, and my ceiling goes way up like that, like the shape of a barn. Okay, so now I didn't really mean for this to be a full-on tour. Here's my chair right here. So let me just kind of twist the chair out of the way. And then, so we got that. Now I have my paint cart here. Now I did, and my fan I move in here when I'm working in here too. Here's my paint cart, but in my other room, the mural room, I moved all my collage carts. I have 2 collage carts and a bunch of collage bins. I moved those into the mural room because I didn't have room. I can't see chat, guys, even though you're putting things in caps. I'm too far away from the screen to see. Okay, so I'm just going to do a kind of a flip around here. So it goes all the way around there, like that. That shelf, I can't get any closer. Let's flip. That shelf right there, those are all finished journals. All the way up to there, all that. That's all finished journals. There's the door. So now my drafting table, let me go over my head here. My drafting table is now on the other side of the room. So let's kind of come back over here. So here's this table. Then these shelves go way up there like this. See, the ceiling goes way up. Okay, there's my Mona Lisa illusion knitting that Jean made me right there. I'm hooked to, I can't go over there to show you the side view of it because I'm attached. See, look, I'm attached to Lappy. So this is all my, oh, sorry, I'm not very good at this, guys, moving things around. So inks and tools and all kinds of things over here. Let's tilt it this way. So anyway, then down here I got more journals all on these shelves underneath. That's all more journals up under these tables. And then over here is my drafting table. And then under here, let me move the chair. This is all portfolios. This is all artwork and portfolios up under there. And it's about 2 feet deep under there. You can't see it, but it's about 2 feet of artwork under there. Some more art journals and books and things over here, down here. That's all more art journals and books. There's my color books. My color book binder, I should say. More binder, idea binders under that table. Let me move the chair back. And then, let's see. So, yeah, and then it goes all the way around again. Go over my head. Sorry, guys. That little, next to my drafting table here, right there, that cart is all pens and pencils right in there. So let's go back around, back over here to where I'm sitting. Now let me look at the chat. It's not really, it's kind of hard. I'm attached to the cord. I'm attached to the computer, the Lappy, so if I do a full-on tour, I have to pick Lappy up and carry it around while I do a tour, and that's kind of tricky. But anyway, on this side over here, let's see, behind there, see how the tables block the shelves? So anything that I have on the shelves behind here has to be stuff I don't use a lot, like all that's Project Life. That's all Project Life stuff right there. Tons and tons of Project Life. Art cards, my card stock, more journals all across there. Those are all journals up there. And then those binders over there, you see up there, those binders way over there, those binders are all ATCs. So, yeah. Yeah. But anyway, but this is what I'm really proud of, is my shelf I built, my 5-foot foam core shelf right there. And so you can see there's a table here, But yeah, so there you go, a little quick tour. So now I can look and see if there's any questions. Because now I'm back, I can see Lappy. Although I'm holding the camera, I don't want to shake it. So, but anyway, there's my little quick tour around the room. And is that, I remember what, yeah. Well, how I remember where everything is, Eileen, is like with like. That's my secret system. The secret is like with like. Pencils with pencils, markers with markers, paintbrushes with paintbrushes. Everything is like with like. All my inks are together, like right over here. And again, this is blocking shelves. These go all the way to the wall, right? There's hanging ribbons. All this is stamping, stamping, stamping. There's all, see the ink pads? All that stamping. And then under the table too, there's more stamping stuff under there. So it's all like with like. And that's how I keep it all together. Thanks, Melody. Thanks, guys. How much weight do you think that pencil? Okay, well, let me go ahead and show you this real quick since we're talking about it and I have the camera off. All right, look at this heavy, look at this pencil case. This right here are my black pencils and pens in this case. That's quite heavy. But let me show you how it's built. So every divider, there's little dividers here. Every divider has 4 pieces of tape. Taping side to top, and then on the other side, side to top. And then side to bottom, and side to bottom. So every one of my dividers is foam core is sturdy. Foam core is sturdier than you think. And what makes it more sturdy is how many dividers you put. So like this, I have 1, 2, 3. I have 4 dividers supporting it. Then on the next shelf, the dividers are opposite. So they're not lined up. Like here's a divider, here's a divider, here's a divider. So they're not like stacked on top of each other. So that gives it more strength. Where if you have a divider here, here, and here, then here, here, and here. Does that make sense? So it's very sturdy. I mean, I can push down right there in the middle, but it's very sturdy. And if this big, heavy pencil case can sit on top of it, I can't even pick it up with one hand. Seriously. It's very sturdy, as you can see there. But I think the key is having the dividers. They're little 2-inch squares in between. You cattywampus them, you know, like one here, one here, one here, like that. And that gives it the strength. There's no areas to really bow except maybe right there. And I could probably put one more divider thing right in there. So it's very sturdy. It really is very sturdy. And it's easily moved because, look, let's see here. Look, I can move the whole thing just with one hand. Just slide the whole thing with one hand. See? But yeah. So there's my little 5-foot pencil holder. Pencil and marker. But now all my pencils aren't in here. I have pencil cases for my Holbees, pencil cases for my Lumies. So they're in cases. These are just my Prismacolors right there. So, well, I'm going to let you guys go. Hope y'all have a good weekend. And I should probably just post a picture of that. Would be good for my, that would be a good picture for my thumbnail. So, need to go get some, no, Tatiana, what you need to go get is you a couple of big sheets of foam core board. I got the black because I just like it, because all my shelves are all white in the room, all of them are white. And, you know, on my table, I put some more fresh black paper on, but I just like the black foam core. It's like, it makes the pencils and everything stand out. So, you can get it at Michael's, Rebecca, or Hobby Lobby. It's back in the framing department, back with the big sheets of paper. I think I used to during, when I worked in visual merchandising, you could get 6-foot pieces of it. The ones they sell at Hobby Lobby and Michael's are probably about 4 foot by 4 foot, maybe something like that. Maybe three by 3, 3 by 4. But you're going to cut it all up anyway. Thanks, Jen. So yeah, now y'all got to go clean. go organize your space. So you're welcome, guys. I hope you all have a great weekend. And don't forget, if anybody wants to talk about it real quick, Patty Tolly Parrish, if y'all know Patty Tolly Parrish, Inky Obsessions, she has another line of stencils out, and she's going to be doing multiple streams over the weekend. I think she starts tonight at 6. Jean, are you still here? Can you tell us about that? You're welcome, Kay. Inky Obsessions, and she has her own line of stencils, and I don't know which collection, how many she's had so far, but she will have coupon codes. You can get discounts. Nobody's sponsoring me. No one's paying me to say this. She's just our friend. And so anyway, she'll be streaming Saturday, Sunday. She'll be streaming like throughout the weekend. And hey, Meow. So if you're interested in a nice, cool stencil line, Patty will have codes for that. Inky Obsessions is her name. So, yeah. Jen says she'll just vacuum her couch.
Okay, Eileen says she's on tonight at 6 Eastern. Okay, so it's Inky Obsessions on Ustream. Thanks, Eileen. And then I know she's on over the weekend, but yeah. All right, guys. We'll see you later. And there you go. Bye.
The big gold areas. So yeah, I thought I'd go ahead and continue working on her. It's just something to do on Friday, hang out with you guys, test the lighting, and chit chat. So yeah, everybody's talking about the Prismas are on sale at Amazon for like, I don't know, between 55 and 60 bucks. Probably depending on if you have Prime or not too. Yeah, I like the gold too, Kimmy. So, yeah. So if y'all have any questions, put them in caps. If you're watching this recording on YouTube, this is a live show on Ustream.tv. It's free. All you do is come over, make an account, and then you can chat with us live. And it's unedited, unrehearsed. And today is kind of Fridays are kind of impromptu, but I stream every Monday and Wednesday at 9 a.m. Eastern. So if you just come over to Ustream and you can sign in and chat with us. And so I'm talking to a live audience, a live chat. So if y'all have any questions, put them in caps. And I'm going to zoom in a little and we'll continue working on her. So I'm going to turn this sideways so I have something to pressure on. And let's go ahead and zoom in a little. There we go. And let's see. Let's refocus. And turn it down just a little. I think that's pretty good. There we go. All right. And I didn't even put a ring on this morning. I should put a ring on. Okay. So that's pretty good there. So I've been working in a couple of shades of green. Her skin I did with Copic. I have the Copic Chow skin set. I think there's 6 in the set. Here's 3 of them I just grabbed off the shelf. And they have a brush tip on one end and a chisel on the other end. Anyway, so I used these to do her skin and then went back in and did some blend or a little bit darker shading with my Prismacolors. So yeah, she has green eyes. I think, are we zoomed in enough, guys, right here? Can zoom in a little more if we need to. Let's see. Can zoom in one more. Maybe 2. Let's readjust now. That's too bright. Okay, welcome everybody to Coffee and Art in the Morning. I'm Dee Dee. This is Friday, and as y'all know, some weeks I can stream on Friday and some I can't. I've got a lot of errands to run today, but I'm going to stream for a while this morning. I wanted to especially test out my lighting here. I rearranged my room again yesterday, and now I'm in front of the window. Maybe at the end I'll take the camera off and do a little sweep of how I have it set up now. But I moved my drafting table from under the window, which it has been under that window. My drafting table has been under that window for going on 17 years. But now I moved it in the back behind me, and now I'm sitting in front of the window. And there's enough space between my table here and the window to put up my big tripod stand thing for my camera to hang off of right up there. And so, yeah, so far it's working. I had the blinds open. I thought, oh, I can have some sunshine. But I have big trees. out front of my window, and the trees are flickering light on here until the sun goes over the house. So probably at about by 10, I'd say, then I could probably open my blinds again and look at the sunshine without the flickering tree light on my work. I mean, it doesn't bother me, but I can't have that while we're filming, you know, have flickering lights. So anyway, I hope everybody's having a good Friday and hope everyone has a great weekend. I'm going to work a little on her. Now, she's not been on, I've not recorded any of this. I'll tell you what I've done on her so far. Then we'll zoom in a little bit. So this is out of the Serene book, or Serena, the Nicholas, and he goes by, what's he go by here again? He goes by a different name. Where's his other book? He goes by another name. Let's see, here it is. From this book here, he goes by, well, where'd it go? I know I had it written down. I always put his full name in, when I talk about, oh, here it is. Nick Filbert. He goes by Nick Filbert. But anyway, so I'm not going to flip through the book. Y'all have seen this a whole bunch of times. But anyway, I've been working on this one. And there's no video for it. So there's a lot of gold paint. I'm going to kind of turn it so you can see the shimmer. So I've been working on like gold paint and the gold star gel, stardust, star gel, jelly roll, glitter pins on the little areas like that. And then this is just gold Americana craft paint for a little bit of color on Friday. All right, so now I'm going to come up here, and I'm not sure if that's supposed to be a poppy there and a poppy there, but I want some purple up here too. So even though these are kind of some kind of roses right there, they're really not the same tulips, I still want some purple up here too. So I'm going to put the purple up here. There's another leaf there. I'm just going to kind of work on the purple. And again, there's no video for this one. I just kind of colored this while Cameron was doing his show and while he was here. So let's see. I'll find some more purple in here. I think I'll do these purple too, just to carry it over. So any questions, put them in caps. You got to really kind of look. There's some more leaves in there I got to pick out. Hey, Shalene. Hey, Bloom. But anyway, so I just thought I'd come on here and do a little Friday chat and color. Nothing, no big deal here. Just a little purple there. And maybe this one little leaf there is kind of flying away is purple. A little petal, rather. Let's see, this one might be purple. This one might be purple right in there. And this one, I'm just kind of going around, picking out flowers. So I hope everybody's having a good Friday. I hope everybody has a great weekend. Let's see if that'll be purple. That'll be some green back in there, I think. Okay, over here, some little balls and little things. Not sure what all that is, but okay, so that's a good start. I'm thinking I think that's some kind of cloth. I'm not sure if it's part of the gold, but I think I'm going to want that to be purple too, because I want to tie it all together. So what's everybody else working on? Let's get a color book count here. What's everybody working on? Some more green leaves right there. See what everybody's working on. Hey, 3G. Good to see you. Purple right there. Hope y'all can see okay. I'm pretty zoomed in. Right. There we go. Whoops. I don't want the light clicking in and out. That's my only thing. All right, we'll give this a try because I am zoomed really far in. All right, so what I want to do is the tulips I'm going to do in purples. So I got a Copic and a Hoo Hoo Hero. If y'all know about the Hoo Hoos, a whole bunch of us bought the Hoo Hoo Heroes a while back because they're like 80 markers for like 35 bucks. Yeah, I am getting quite a few pages done in this book, aren't I? So what I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to start with the... Oh, and the Hoo Hoo Heroes have a bullet tip on one end and a chisel on the other. So they're not brush markers. They, as far as I know, I haven't seen the Oh-Hoos or the Hoo-Hoos have brush tips. So... which, you know, you got to deal with it if you want the cheap ones. But so I'm going to color all the tulips in just solid the light purple, and then I'm also going to shade with a darker purple. So there's no names on these, so you just got to kind of, well, I guess there's a number. Wait a minute, sorry. I lied. This is 77 pale blue. I just look at the colors. I never look at the names, even on the Copics. I don't look at the numbers or the names. Cam's got them all memorized. Are they good or bad? They're okay. They don't blend. To me, they don't blend quite as well as the Copics. I don't think anything really blends as well as the Copics. But, yeah. But they're, you know, here's the thing, guys, you know, it's with anything. You know, if you're going to do a background, if you're going to blend, if you're going to just color a tiny little bit, if I'm, you know, if you're just going to, like to say, I'm going to color the center of those flowers, then, you know, it's not going to matter if this is a Copic or a Crayola. If you're just going to color a solid little area, it's not going to matter what it is. Now, the thing about alcohol-based markers is, of course, they're going to go through. This is heavy cardstock, and look, it goes through. So, you know. The Hoo Hoo names really don't match the colors, according to Button. So, anyway, it's all, if you're going to do a big area, like skin, that's where it's going to matter. I probably wouldn't use the Hoo Hoos to try to blend skin. I use my Copic Chows, the set that I got of skin colors, and I think there's 6 in the set, and you can get them at Michael's. Use a 40% off coupon, and that's what I would recommend for skin. And there's also darks in there too, so there's all different colors of browns and creams, and you can get, you know, I think they even have 2 different sets, a darker skin tone and a lighter skin tone. So anyway, you know, they're fine for what we do with them. If you're going to do a lot, if you want a perfect smooth blend, then I would just recommend the Copics. But for our color book pages and just coloring in, you know, like I'm going to use the chisel tip here just to color in all these. And it's very light. And also, the other thing we always seem to do with our color pages is then we go in and blend with pencil anyway. So, you know. And I'm no expert on alcohol-based markers. Y'all know I just really started using them kind of recently. So, But with a chisel tip, just by twisting and turning, you can get a nice point on there. Or you can go the other side with the bullet tip. I just want to get all solid purple on the kind of a light lavender color on the tulips. Hi, Trey. So yeah. And half the time I'm experimenting right along with you guys. So, alright, so you can see the purple here compared to here. And I'll probably put some purple in the design here too. I'm trying to kind of keep it, I find for myself anyway, unless you got a gazillion different flowers and things, like a complete on flower garden where you're going to have 20 different kinds of flowers and all that. I like to keep my pages in my color book or my color book pages, a few colors. Like here we've got the green, the gold, the orange, and some purple. The maroony red along with the orange, they're mixed together here. A couple shades of green, and the same green that's in her wrap is the same green I'm using in the leaves and things. So it all ties together. And also make sure that when you do this, that you go all over, like you want the orange carried out throughout, the purple carried throughout. I'm going to put some purple up here too. And so it keeps it all cohesive and keeps the composition like flowing around. Know what I mean, Vern? So anyway, thanks everybody for joining me.